Greetings from the Guild, gamers. I'm Guildmaster Jason. Welcome to TableTalk Tuesday. For those of you who don't know, TableTalk Tuesday is when I, Guildmaster Jason, bring you guys a little bit of advice on not only how to run, but also how to play in role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, or Call of Cthulhu. So, that being said, the topic of today's TableTalk Tuesday is going to be character goals. Now, character goals are something that you kind of, generally speaking, you would define these when you're creating your character. Now, the reason why character goals are important is because this is essentially the driving force of your adventurers. This is why they adventure. So, I thought I'd just give you guys a little bit of advice as far as players trying to incorporate some character goals into their characters, and DMs trying to, well, help your players incorporate character goals into your campaign. So say you're getting involved in a long-running campaign. Now this would be a time when you really have a chance to write out a long, intricate backstory, and in this situation I would advise you to give your DM as much information as you possibly can. The more information you give him, the more he can incorporate your backstory and furthermore your character goal into the storyline of his campaign. I will avenge my father, who fell in battle against our tyrannical overlord. I will slay and unseat the overlord myself, so that my people may live in harmony and my father may rest in peace. With an intricate character goal like this, the DM can actually start reworking his campaign to include elements from your backstory. Also, maybe the DM could even throw in a plot twist or two. Maybe at the end of the campaign you find out your father wasn't defeated by the tyrant, he became the tyrant. So what does that mean for you and your vengeance? What does your character do then? This is why personally I prefer long-running campaigns. They give you the availability to actually make really deep character stories and character goals, and basically just overarching plots where all these things weave in together with the party members. Now, on another note, let's talk about writing character goals for running a published campaign. If you're playing in a campaign where your DM is running a published campaign like Lost Mines of Phandelver, Hoard of the Dragon Queen, Out of the Abyss, any of those campaigns or any other campaigns that, like them that have pre-written content, it's best to either just kind of rely on your DM to dole out character goals, or maybe come up with your own goals, but let the DM modify and manipulate them to fit the campaign. I will travel to the abyss and wrench my beloved from its grasp and free her to live out the rest of her days here in the material plane with me. Well, that's great, but we're playing Hoard of the Dragon Queen and you're not going anywhere near the abyss. If we were playing a published campaign like maybe, say, I don't know, Out of the Abyss, that would be a great character goal for you to have. Lastly, let's talk about, they're quick, they're easy, everybody loves them, one-shot campaigns. What kind of character goals are appropriate for a one-shot campaign? When you're running a one-shot campaign, it's best to have a relatively simple character goal that's not necessarily easy to achieve, but marginal to say the least. One day I hope to make enough gold to open up my own smithy shop. In just about any RPG adventure, characters delve through a dungeon, fight some monsters, and find a sizable portion of loot at the end of the dungeon. So it's relatively easy to foresee that by the end of a one-shot, a character might be at least relatively wealthy. Especially considering that it's a one-shot campaign, and afterwards the DM doesn't have to deal with the consequences of making a character too rich. So those are just a couple ideas as far as giving your characters some goals, something to aspire towards, a reason to adventure, if you will. If you have any more questions about character goals, feel free to leave a comment. We'll be sure to get back to you as soon as we can. If you have something you'd like us to talk about next week on TableTalk Tuesday, send us a message. The best way to get a hold of us is through our Facebook page. Until next time, game on, gamers.